Hello everyone, this is Ranjit, your maths teacher. Once again, I welcome you all the viewers. Today I have a new topic which I am going to explain, and this topic is data handling. So in this video only as it is the introduction class, so we will only know few things about the data handling. First of all, we will try to understand the meaning of the topic itself. Topic is written there, data handling, and here you can see this word. This topic is the combination of two words, that is data and handling. We will try to understand the meaning of this first. Data, it is numerical facts or information. Means any kind of numerical facts or information defines only data, and in this topic data handling we only try to get the concept of handling it. But the handling, if I have the data in the very limited form, in that form we can easily handle it. But the concept is required in handling the data in bigger scale. If I am having the many datas, in that situation the handling is very important, and how we will handle that big datas, the concept is required, and that is why we discuss, we understand, we try to know about data handling. So first of all, if you want to write the definition of data, you will simply write the numerical facts or the information is called data. And if you want to write the definition of data handling, you will simply write data handling is a branch of maths which gives us ideas about handling the data. That's it. Now here we will know the different form of data, different types of data, as we have already understood the meaning of data. We have already understood the what is data. So now as I have written there, you can see I have categorized it on the basis of two things. First one is there on the basis of collection. In 8th class you don't have to know about this, but still I want to discuss in this video, that is why I am writing it here, on the basis of collection. And second one is on the basis of representation. Okay, on the basis of collection we have divided it, or I divide it into two parts. Number one is primary data and next one is secondary data. Here this side we have two different types of data. Number one is raw data. The same is called by another name also, that is ungrouped data. And another side we will write group data. So let's discuss about these things. After that we will move ahead. Here written on the basis of collection means if I am having the data, it means the numerical facts or information, surely that data is coming from anywhere else, means anyone has collected. So that can be collected in two different ways, and on the basis of that only we say primary data and secondary data. If data is collected by investigator himself or herself, that is called primary data. if another other than investigator anyone has collected the data, that is called secondary data. One word is coming here, investigator. So what is investigator? Who is investigator? That I try to explain. Investigator means like if I have taken a work from government, any kind of work it may be, and I have to complete it. If I have taken this work, so I need to complete it. If I have taken this work, so this is only my responsibility to complete it in a very correct way, means I will have to collect the data in very correct way. No any kind of wrong information will collect. But other than me, if I'm busy or that is big collection there which we have to do, so I himself only can't do the all collection, so I'll give this work to someone else. Okay, so that individual will be not very much responsible to collect the data in correct way, so that will be considered as other than investigator. And if I have taken this work and I am having the responsibility to collect the data in a correct way, so I'll be considered as investigator. So that is why here I have written or we can write in definition of primary data, if the data is collected by investigator himself, that is called primary data, and if the data is collected by other than investigator, that will be considered as secondary data. From the line, from the concept which I have given you right now, it should be very much clear that primary data, the accuracy rate will be more as compared to this secondary data. Okay, if the correctness you will try to find more correct data will be available in primary data. In secondary data there is a doubt, maybe you are getting the correct or maybe you are getting the wrong information as well. So in this way I have explained now primary data and secondary data. If you want to write, you can write it. Okay, next one is there on the basis of representation. Collection part we have done, means the data is in the form of either primary or secondary. It can be of any form, because one individual, one company cannot collect all the data, will be hired, will be given the same work to someone else also, and that means surely there will be secondary data or collection of secondary data also. After the collection, we need to represent it. If that form is not written in any of the table, simply that data is written anyhow. Okay, so that will be raw data, means not made a kind of group, not arranged in a table. Okay, so raw data means a kind of data which is there in its usual form. No proper arrangement is there, simply we have collected the data and in that form only we are having that data. So that will be considered as raw data, and that is why the another name is also there, ungrouped data. One more is there, group data, means if I have collected the data and that data I have arranged in any of the table, that will become a group data. I can take an example for this also. If you think about an example in the school itself, you can consider it like a teacher gives sometimes a work to class monitor to do, and class monitor, if himself is very much busy in doing another work, so what will happen, that class monitor will give the same work to someone else, means any friend can be or anyone else. If class monitor will do that work, that monitor will complete that work in a very correct way, means that will be considered as investigator, and the correctness of the data will be more there as compared to the data collected by the other than in class monitor. So if class monitor is there collecting the data, that will become primary data. If any other student is collecting the data, that data will be considered as secondary data. Now I come to the another types of it. With the example only I try to explain. Like in the same way, teacher has given a work to do the work to monitor to complete it, and anyhow the data is collected. It's like teacher has asked to write the name of students along with the marks scored. Okay, so what two individuals are there collecting the data there in the classroom. One, what he is doing, he has announced the students, he has announced to the students that you take a small piece of paper, write your name there and write your marks also. Okay, so one student is doing like this. Okay, if 40 students are there, so 20 students of the class are doing this, collecting the data like this only, have taken a small piece of paper, writing the name of the students and along with the marks. Another student, how he is doing, he has taken a small sheet, going to every individual, every students and asking the name and writing the marks beside that name. So two things are there. One is there in a small sheet, it is properly enlisted. Another work is there, the student has collected all the chits from all the students. It is like that only. So two form is there. One is not properly arranged, it's like in a small piece of paper. We need to find out the marks and the name of the students in that sheets only. So that will be considered as raw data. Another one is there, it is in a proper sheet enlisted there, so that will be considered as group data. So in this way I think we understood the meaning of primary data, secondary data, raw data and group data. Now I move ahead. The next one is array, and we have to understand the meaning of it. What is an array? First I write some numerical facts here, like 2, 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers are here, and this is not in any of the order. If I write it either in ascending order or it in descending order, I arrange it either in ascending order or in descending order, that will be only called an array. So for writing an array, we simply need to arrange these numerical facts in either ascending order or in descending order, like 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 5, 9. You can see the arrangement. This is only ascending order, so this is called an array. Next one is, we have to know about range. Range means we will simply find out the smallest one in any collection and the largest one. And for finding the range, we will simply subtract the smaller value from the bigger value, means 9 minus 1, it will be only 8. So range is 8 only. So nothing more you have to do in finding the range. You simply find out the smallest one, the biggest one, and you subtract it, you will get a difference, and that difference will be called range. Here the next one is frequency. Frequency defines that how many times the facts, the numerical facts is repeated. So that only we get in frequency. Like frequency of 1, if we have to write, it is, you see, 2 times, so the frequency of 1 will be 2 only, and the same way 2 is 2 times, 3 is 1 time only, 5 is 1 time, and 9 is 1 time here. So that's all for this video only. I've explained in the simplest way. Go through this video, and in the next class I think we will have one more topic, and that is I think frequency distribution table. Okay, so we'll see it in the next video. Till then, be safe there at home. Thank